Good morning, Mart. It's cold out there. It's only right at 32 degrees. I see Morrison's stripe up on the platform. Are you guys waiting on your breakfast? All right, here you go. Good morning, Tux. The boys were all here. Tux was actually up the hill and he ran past us. Startled us a bit coming home for breakfast. They seem really hungry this morning. The raccoons moved the bricks looking for food. It's never the cats. Alright, you guys chow down. Let me get you some water. It's not iced over, but the one bowl is a little empty. It's right at 32 this morning. Could definitely be a tad warmer. Gray was in the garage. She came flying for her breakfast. We're headed for our walk. It's about 10 till 9. Don's been working for a bit. And he's pulling Jules out since he can get the door up automatically again. And Ruby's not already out because I didn't drive to Raleigh this morning. Etc., etc. We're going to walk our normal walk, but I'm going to put in South Park and navigate up there and us just do a little very short FSD beta thing this morning. And sort of like the reason why I want to do this is because, you know, everyone's been saying minimize everything to get the full screen, minimize it. Well, I heard all of that and everything to me is minimized, but then I guess you can't have the step-by-step. And I'm trying to minimize that now. So how do you, I mean, there's that little tab. How would I additionally minimize the driving directions? Maybe, I don't know how would I, you know, this is just make them in and out on the map. This is the orientation, charging, traffic data. I forget what the globe is. But I mean, how am I supposed to make that any smaller? I don't, you know, this is one of those things where, okay, I need more am I missing something, Donnie? No. I mean, what am I missing? I knew that I could get more or less steps. I knew about the little tab down there, but that will not go away. I mean, I can cancel it. I mean, I was told, anyway, I guess I don't know how to get rid of it. I'm all up, I don't know.
Just the volume. I was thinking
right, other things over there. I mean, there's like, I didn't mean to do that. Whatever it is that I saved. I guess I saved your profile, but I really hadn't changed anything. I mean, I can navigate around. There's like, okay, there's no way to, I don't know. So I guess, yeah,
there's something we fundamentally do not understand.
Right. Well, we'll still go to do a little trip. Oh, it got bigger. It did.
Okay.
So you can still have driving steps, but they can't be the bigger screen. Okay.
It's clear.
And it didn't go full screen until we started moving. Yeah. So that will help a little bit when I'm filming. It'll be a little bit bigger visual for you guys to try to see in the videos. Okay, well, you know, I read something one time that says as a parent you shouldn't make comments to your kids with you're out walking on a trail that's got a lot of roots in the woods and you're worried your kid's going to trip, and typically a parent will say something like, be careful. Well, what the parent really means is look at your feet while you're walking and lift your feet high so that you don't trip over the roots. That's what you really mean, right? But oftentimes we'll just say, oh, you know, so-and-so, be careful. Well, what does be careful mean? Be careful could mean hundreds of different things, right? So it's just another one of those situations where make sure everything's minimized. Well, you know, different versions of what minimized is, I guess, but we got it now, so we're good. And I don't know what in the world difference it could make if this over here was longer or not, but apparently a little bit.
Yeah, nobody's behind me, so we're gonna go up here and it's gonna try this left turn again. The sun won't be shining in the camera or anything, so it should be able to deal with it. And
yeah, so far no windshield wipers, and we haven't done anything to fix that. Jules hasn't gotten an update. We're still on 10.5, but they haven't come on this morning. We'll take it. That was really annoying and possibly damaging of the wipers in the window for prolonged periods.
And I still do not like this hugging the yellow line all the time. It really I don't like it, but that's just me, and I get over it. Nice little backup here.
Yeah,
like I said, this is it's not the worst left turn in the world. The only really thing is the people pop over the hill and they're doing 55. They're going much faster than the speed limit because they're coming into town. They haven't got into town yet, so they can pop over that hill real quick. Nobody's behind me. All right, I have not done anything. Well, I was saying she's not going to have any
autopilot creeping forward, she says.
Nobody's behind me.
Checking for visibility. Autopilot creeping forward.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch it.
There's a car coming. She's not going to go. I said she's not going to go.
She felt like she was going to me.
Yep, I agree. She was inching and the truck was right there.
Yeah.
So Dawn's waiting now to go. She's not giving you the option to re-engage it right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back up. Yeah, she's I guess at this point I'm gonna have to do it myself.
Right, because she's not giving you the option. Now you can re-engage it, but
yeah.
Well, we'll keep trying up there, but
yeah, well, that was, like I said, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say,
and she went off into the wrong lane again.
Yeah,
There's nobody behind us.
Yeah, so we're just letting her drive down the middle of the road.
Jules.
And it wants to turn in 400 feet. Does it know to turn here? Nobody's behind us yet.
It does know to turn, but well, that is a double yellow line there.
She's gonna go down. Where is she gonna go? All right, here comes some cars. She doesn't know where she is. Well, we're just going.
I don't. Now she's taken us into Fuquay. She's totally redone it down to Ransom Street and Spring Avenue. Maybe she's going to loop around Mineral Springs and bring us back.
Yeah, we're going to try that.
It's certainly possible at this point. This was not what the original driving directions were. Right. So I understand why she wouldn't turn left in at South Park. It was a double yellow line, basically where the left turn is. And we all know we can turn in there. It's nothing wrong. There's plenty of room. But I understand why she refused to do that. And then why she couldn't get into the turn lane, because there's 2 entrances into South Park. Why she just didn't get into the turn lane at the intersection and then go to the other entrance, I don't know. That would have been what I would have wanted her to do.
All right, so she's gonna 0.1 miles. She's gonna turn left.
Yeah, she thinks she can get back into South Park down. I don't know what she thinks she's doing.
She needs to slow down.
This is Ransom Street.
Of course, there's a. Oh, this is great.
Oh, wow. What's she gonna do now?
I don't know.
She sees that big truck there.
I'm sorry. This is. These folks were, all those people.
All those men were staring at you.
Yeah. Well, they saw the car do funny things.
Funny things, right. And now she's going to go left onto Spring Avenue. Okay.
Yeah. And it's like I said, as a guy, when other guys see me mess up or see the car mess up, they attribute it to me. And I don't like being like made fun of, because everyone's like, you see that moron trying to make that left turn.
Yeah.
It's a guy thing.
I'm moreover what people care than Dot is, apparently. About in this instance, in the car. It would not be true of other things, but in the car it's true. Well, this is not bad, because now she's going to say turn right on the main street. So she's going to try to go back down to South Park. I mean, I'm impressed with the reroute.
Yeah,
of trying to be safe and follow the law. And like I said, I understand she didn't want to turn over that double yellow line into South Park up there. People do that all day, every day. It's not what I would consider in any way an illegal maneuver.
Well, if you get over real quick.
Right, there was like 10 feet of not double yellow. Yeah, right. I would say the painting there could be upgraded. Yeah. So she says turning into unnamed road.
All right, there's nobody behind us.
Yeah, there's 2 bars of, yeah, I would say the paint. I understand why the painting there is funky for a self-driving car. Well, I will go ahead and cancel this and put in Carol Howard Johnson, and we'll see what she does. So my understanding is you just tap the accelerator even though she'll keep driving somewhere. There's the environmental park. Don't ask me why we have to have such a complex thing. Alright, see if she can find her way back now.
A little lost.
Well, she wants to turn right here onto Jug Parkway and then right onto Main Street, she says. And that would be the correct, most fastest way to get back to the environmental park.
Alright. It's clear to the right. There's nobody behind us. Obviously, we just come out of that parking lot, but nonetheless. Alright, so she's going to make this right turn up here.
Yeah, I took a look at the paint as we went past, and there's literally 2 dashed lines, and it's kind of like a 3rd lane on a 2-lane divided road mixed. Camera got hot. I had to stop and restart it. Really makes for fun in editing, trying to line up our the soundtrack to the video. The dash cam video is where you see us talking, but I have to use the vlogging camera video so that you can hear us well. And it's really fun editing, let me tell you. It can take 5 to 10 minutes to line it up, and then it still not be 100%. I know there's other software that'll automatically do it for you, but it's expensive and complex to learn how to use and has other negatives for me, so.
Well, she made that right turn like, you know, she was a pro. Like
yep,
she's been driving for 20 years.
Yeah. Well, I think naturally people tend to focus on wrong and negative, and, you know, possibly sometimes where she wants to turn right again. Possibly sometimes we're missing the hundreds of things she did fantastic job on. Just to say, sweetheart, people fly around that corner, and if you stop that slow, they're going to be like, what in the world is wrong with that car?
Yeah, that car behind me.
They don't even like how, sorry, the car behind you?
Yeah, was basically all but run over me. Because it didn't expect her to stop in the middle of that turn. She basically slowed to 5 miles an hour there, and the car behind us was doing 35. And it's like, holy crap, what's this crazy man doing? Yeah, so that, I'm going to tell you, when you see autopilot accidents, they're all going to be rear enders. And now here we come, there's somebody on my butt.
Yeah, I agree. And
this is the
just
wrong
to say, well, she's okay.
No, that was me, because I can't afford this. Car's on my butt.
Yep, he was very close and irritated, and
right,
it's 35 through there, but I guarantee he's going to speed up to 55 and fly on down the road like he had not a care in the world. Yeah. So. Right. So. Well, we saw a couple cool things though.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that the it's still, you know, very hesitant, which it was probably the right answer. I mean, it can't be sort of all the time. I mean, those left turns, it's going to wait till, well, I remember the Google car sit at an intersection for like 8 hours trying to get across a 4-way stop or something like that. And that, you know, I could easily see the car sitting there, or I guess getting out in the middle of the road, and then finally the oncoming drivers stop, look at you like you're a, you know what, and then when they stop, then it figures out, oh, I can go now, eventually. So being able to touch the accelerator, and I could have done it back there, but I was letting her go to the point where she basically ended up getting herself in an unsafe position by not going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Burr.
Yeah. It's not horrible though, because
Yeah,
it's not
sun's,
windy.
It's heating up quick because the sun's pretty strong.
So Don had a conversation with another Tesla owner.
Tesla owner at the meetup.
Yeah, and basically always navigate to your destination even if you know where you're going, if it's outside of town.
He took a trip to a relatives or something up in Virginia, and he knew the way. Done this drive 100 times. You know, concept. He didn't actually say it like that, but he was familiar with the route, knew exactly how far it was and all this stuff. And his, 325 mile car should be able to go, and it was, round trip was like 300 miles. So, of course he went, and of course, due to the cold weather,
Mountains,
all these things. But he was just drove it because he knew the way. He didn't use navigation. So when he gets up he makes it up, no problem, but he's looking at it, he says, I can't make it back. And so, anyway, he learned that even if you know where you're going, you should navigate anyway. Because navigation is gonna keep an eye on your
consumption,
charge and where you're going and all this stuff. And make sure that you're gonna get to your destination and or back home. So anyway, he learned that lesson. So please navigate everywhere you're going. If it's a trip, I mean, one thing if you're going to the grocery store, but if you're going out on the road, even if you know the way, navigate.
Yeah, well, I would say, there's no reason for me to put in Guardian Angel really when I'm going to Guardian Angel, but if I did plug it in every time and I had forgotten to charge and was low for some reason, and because I hadn't looked, the car would tell you, would give you a little bit of a warning. So I generally wouldn't say do it around town, but definitely if you're leaving town. If you're driving outside of your normal daily job or errands, for sure. Don is in the parking lot staying away from traffic while he takes this conference call. And they have been out this morning and they have mowed everything, including the trail. The mowers and their haulers are parked over there by the pine trees. You can just barely see the white vehicles. Anyway, it looks really nice. Not all, but most of the leaves are down, and I suspect it will stay nice looking here for a while. It's Tuesday, but no exercisers in the parking lot. As a matter of fact, the whole community center looks, pretty vacant this morning. Normally there are some cars there, people doing something. I just did a whole lap. My heart's at 170. I really felt like I could go farther, but Don's done with this conference call and I'm letting him catch up.
No fair, you left me.
I'm ready when you are.
All right, here we go.
Don said this view would give you...
Help waiting.
Yeah, Don said this view would give you a little bit better idea of just how steep the hill is. When I stood on the side, he's like, it makes me look slow. And I'm like, you don't look slow, and it's a really steep hill. This is easily 45, 50 degrees. It's no wuss of a hill. Go, Donnie, go! And cement the pole, cement the pole. Or are you going to the fence?
I'm going to the concrete.
Okay. No, I meant down.
The pole and then to the concrete.
Okay. Yeah, he said basically he didn't mean to let it go to be 4 or 5 days since he'd done a hit. Go, Donnie, go. Go, Donnie, go. How many is that?
I think that's 5.
I wasn't counting.
I'm going to do one more.
Okay.
because that one kind of burned all the way up.
Woo!
So we heard Elon say that 10.7's coming out. In fact, it should be called 11, more like 11. And I think they're probably going to rush this. I don't mean rush it. They're going to get it out so that by next week, you know, the week leading up to Christmas, people will be able to utilize that on trips to Grandma's house, you know, especially on highway. Maybe, you know, from the city part won't do well, you know, as good as everybody, but I think the highway driving will probably be phenomenal, and it'll be really a joy to use out on a interstate, even if the traffic is pretty heavy.
Yep, makes sense. We might just be a wee bit excited to see what's in the holiday update.
Yep.
And hopefully this year Don won't have to listen to me whine because we're one of the last cars to get it.
Oh God, no.
But this year, you know, and I guess last year too, but we have 2 cars.
Yeah.
So as long as we get it on one sooner than later, I'm good. I don't want to be greedy and have to have it on both cars, but at least one. I you know, that year when he first put out the Rudolph Santa sleigh mode, we didn't get it till several days after Christmas, and I was pretty bummed. I love you, kiss kiss. I told him no stats today. We had so many exceptions today that it's not worth it. Wouldn't be accurate. Well, he tried to wait for Don. I appreciate that. Don waited for him. Don's good. I figured after we heard that engine rev, we'd like to look back and see Don across the road. Okay. I know I certainly did. Well, the guys have moved the lawn equipment over here, and it looks like the majority of the rocks in the cages are gone, although there are still some obvious construction vehicles here, maybe still doing a little bit of work. Tux is there at the top of the hill. He was sort of halfway down and heard me and went to the top and stopped. Don's coming up behind me, so I'll let him encourage Tux to move out of the way a little more. Go, Donnie, go. One last little hit. That hill is formidable. Oh, he's not going to talk Tux into moving? Donnie! Ah, Don did come back and move him. They're both to my right. I was just sort of trying to see if it would spot a cat. I can't really quite see Tux, but I guess the answer is no. It's showing me Don, clearly showing me Don. Don behind the car. Don walking around the car. Although at this point, Tux is under the hydrangea bush. He's not very close to the car. When Johnny's out here, I'll have him help me do a camera test with the beta code and see if we see kitties. Just sitting out here a few minutes with Marty and Tux. It brings me great joy that he likes that toy. He plays with it every day, multiple times a day. I got the cat settled, and Tux by the back door and the rest over by the carport, so that's good. And I don't think we're expecting any Amazon packages today. It's going on 11 o'clock, and I'm headed up to Guardian Angel and Ruby to check out the Everything is 15% off sale. Michelle and I are going to meet Friday, but I thought I might like to pop in today too. It is Christmas time, and that's typically what I do when I have a little extra time, is do an extra trip. I'm going to I won't be in there as long as normal with Michelle, but I was going to say I'm going to make Johnny fried rice for lunch, so he'll be getting up soon, and when I come home I can make that for him, versus if I just worked on my gingerbread house now, then he was going to lunch, and then the whole day'd be gone and I wouldn't have gone, and you know how that is. No chiropractor today, even though it's Tuesday. I called yesterday to confirm I didn't have an appointment, which I was surprised about. I have one for next Tuesday though. Well, Ruby's all tucked away in her spot. The parking lot's pretty busy today. You know, they've been open, what, a half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that. What a gorgeous Santa. It's big, lots of detail, very nice. $3. If someone in my family doesn't want it, then I'm sure Connor will want it. They have the cutest little clothesline of Build-A-Bear stuff, and I found Michelle a mermaid tail. This is the nicest little Santa's workshop. It has tons of pieces that belong with it, and it's a Hallmark piece. Wow. They're asking $5, which I certainly think is reasonable. Well, there's still a ton of beautiful Christmas things to choose from. Very pretty tree topper. I quite like the snowman. This week's updated kitty collection. We have been through so much together, and most of it has been your fault. If Michelle were here, I would certainly joke with her about that. He is so cute. He's heavier than you'd think.
Really?
Well, there are still a ton of beautiful wreaths and ribbon and gift bags. A nice 1994 vintage Star Trek toy. I don't see this one. Is there not an in-between checkbox? That is a stunning vase and flowers. You know, I wonder if somebody really intended that to be a bird feeder. It's pretty cool. I'm home and I'm making up a big batch of fried rice for Johnny. So he'll have it for lunch for a few days. I'm gonna put lots of broccoli in it. Egg. Onion. Alright, Johnny's fried rice is done. That'll last him a couple of days. I am going to go back to the gingerbread house. I'm probably going to finish it as is, and then I'm going to come and sort of take it back apart and do a little something inside and maybe add some windows. Well, I happen to have a spare gingerbread man and lady, but that's the last spare. I've got a Mr. and Mrs. Claus and Elf, 2 sets of 3. It's done. These were supposed to be round, who cares? And I was really surprised to see that the back of the house, they just left this unfinished, and there was like no way that was happening on my house. So I have finished it. Now I just got to decide, you know, what, if anything else, I want to do to the interior. This roof just basically lifts right up and you can see down in there. So I probably want to put something inside. Finish the floor. You know, decide if there's going to be another window. Yeah, it's 6 studs on each side of the door. And the windows, the smallest windows are 2 studs wide. This is 2 stud windows, so it's 4 studs. I just don't have room for that. That would be structurally unsound to do that. But I could put a 1 wide there on each side in the center, which is what I might do. I'll have to think about it. First, to finish the floor, I think. So, kind of scary to pull it apart after it's done. You can sort of see that I've added a window in there. And I could put one on the other side and put it back together, but then there's like no brown, and it's just not big enough for a window there, which I'm sure is why the designer didn't do it. So yeah, I'm thinking I'm not putting the window. All right, they now have a Christmas tree with a star, a pie, and a sack of goodies. I'm going to put the roof back on and a floor with mats. All colorful in keeping with the candy theme. Drop Johnny off at Taekwondo. It's Taekwondo night, so you know what that means, right? It means Walmart time. But I just ordered a bunch of cat food from Chewy that had poultry platter and mixed grill. So I'm not as desperate maybe as I would have been. There is some signs of thinning over here. Some things are definitely out now. Well, Santa's gonna have some explaining to do about why Matchbox and Hot Wheels don't show up in the stockings this year. Well, I don't have too long. I got asparagus, steaks, and eggs going, but I'm like 5 days behind on my advent calendar. I guess I've been playing with big girl Legos a little too much. Number 9 is, oh, a coffee maker. Yay! Number 10. I don't know. A little table and chair? I'm not entirely sure. Little table? Let's see what 11 is. Oh, 11 is my stove. And 12. 12 is, oh, a little dog house and a doggy. 13 is, so 13 is another minifigure, a stocking, and a gift. And 14, let's get all the way caught up, is some sort of a music system, like a keyboard and speaker. Well, I'll get those put together. Alright, I got all those little parts and pieces put together. The doghouse, the piano, the stove, the mixer, cookies, stocking, present, chef hat. I don't know what that is still. I think maybe it's a pie making machine or something. Anyway, I basically need another white plate because the other one's full, and I don't have room for these pieces, but you get the idea. These are all going to end up in a house.